Hello, and welcome back to Authentically Shawna. I'm your host, Dr. Shawna Burke. I am joined today by Charmaine Horn, who is a Qigong teacher and stress relief master. I am so excited to have her tell you all things Qigong, and then we're going to bring that into strength training. So she is also on the preventative medicine end of the world, and we cannot wait to drop some knowledge and share some techniques and ideas for you that you've probably never heard of. So welcome to the podcast.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. I love that intro. Thank you.
So tell us, what is Qigong?
Yeah, let's dive right
do
in. And I know it's like whenever I tell people I'm a Qigong teacher, they always look at me with their eyes glazed over okay, what? So Qigong is an ancient Chinese mind-body practice. I love to break down what it actually means. So Qi means energy or your life force energy. It's the energy that animates living beings. It's what makes you breathe. It's what makes your blood flow. It just helps. It's energy, basically. And Gong means work or skill. So put together, Qigong means energy work or the skill of cultivating your energy. What it might look like on the outside, it's a combination of slow movement. It's a combination of massage, self-massage, meditation, and also breathing techniques. So a lot of people might think it looks like something called Tai Chi, which it's very popular. It's kind of like Tai Chi is called Qigong's younger cousin in a way.
I like that.
It's Qigong is much older than Tai Chi. It's like thousands of years older. And actually Tai Chi is a form of Qigong. So just to do this really briefly, Tai Chi is basically a martial form of Qigong that's more focused on combat, while Qigong is basically it's more about healing and helping the mind and the body and achieving optimal well-being.
I love that.
Put simply.
Yes. So do you know how this practice started? Like what the origins were, like what was going on in the world at that time?
Yeah, so in China, it was said to be thousands of years old. Some people say it's about 2,500 to 5,000 years old, though. Originally, when it started, some people say that it had to do with farmers mimicking the movements of animals, and they were mimicking animal movements in nature. And when they would do that, they found that it helped them ease their tensions, and so it kind of led into a bunch of observations of nature and people mimicking nature. And then the Chinese found over time when they mimic the movements of nature, even the movements of the wind, the trees, the animals, it helped them actually with their mental and physical well-being. And so it became a form of traditional Chinese medicine. There's a lot of categories of traditional Chinese medicine, like acupuncture or acupressure, like massage, herbal medicine. Also, Qigong is one of them. So it's essentially using movement and breathing techniques to help your energy flow so that you are in your best state of mind and also best physical state. So it's actually what doctors back then would use. Actually, doctors now in China still use Qigong to help people heal their bodies and feel better.
And is it sort of like a prescription?
Yeah.
Like you're prescribed these certain movements?
Mm-hmm. There's actually 3 categories of Qigong. There's medical, martial, and spiritual. So the one that I teach is medical, so it's kind of more for health and healing. But you actually have practitioners in China. They actually teach something called medical Qigong. It's really rigorous. It's 4 years of study minimum in university. And they actually prescribe movements to people with diagnoses to help them feel better.
Wow. I did not know that. I mean, I'm a physical therapist, so that sounds sort of like the Chinese medicine equivalent to physical therapy.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. Yeah, exactly.
Did not know that.
And but then they like to infuse the spiritual energy component with it too, which I love. So yeah, but it really is kind of like that movement is medicine aspect.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
So when someone comes to see you, what does that look like?
Oh, so I do one-on-one sessions and group sessions. So, for example, if it's a one-on-one session, I like to ask people, what are they basically bothered by most right now, whether it's physical or mental, emotional. I'm not working like a physical therapist where I can't treat pain, but I can help create a customized plan for someone where I'm giving them movements and breathing patterns and self-massage techniques to help them with whatever they're going through. So the primary thing I help people with is stress. So I prescribe them a lot of movements and even like sounds. In Qigong, we incorporate sound healing with our own voice. So sounds, movement, breathing, and massage to help them in combination release stress. And basically in Chinese medicine, the way to help someone feel better is everyone has life force energy like qi that's flowing through their body, and different parts of the body have stuck, quote unquote, stuck or blocked energy. So in Qigong, I'll help them move that energy so the energy's flowing and they feel better.
And do you find that most people know where they're stuck or blocked?
Yes, the easiest way to tell is where you have tension in the body. So where you feel tightness, like pain, headaches, that's usually where the energy is blocked. So it's very easy for people to say that. But sometimes people don't know, but for the most part, you could tell where the pains and aches are in your body.
And what are some common things that you see just from seeing a lot of people, right, who live in the same part of the world? Like, what are the common areas of tension that you come across?
Oh, everybody has the same tension. Like everybody's the same. So right now I'm teaching patients in an integrated mental health clinic, and I also see clients individually on my own. But basically everybody struggles with neck pain, shoulder pain. You probably see the same as a PT.
Yes.
Neck pain, shoulder pain, back pain, and then just stress. Like everybody is really stressed, and so they're all intermingled, they're all intertwined. But that's the top things I see. And also a lot of anxiety and depression is pretty common too.
And if there's a common thread, what do you think is the catalyst for this having these same presentations?
It's a lot of, I think, unawareness for the most part. Like people aren't aware of the body postures they're holding throughout the day, which I'm sure you know a lot about. And people are also not aware how stressed they are. They're not aware how much they're holding their breath throughout the day. They don't even take a breath. Like a lot of Qigong is focused on helping you breathe and move your energy. So people aren't moving enough. People aren't breathing enough. They're not sleeping enough. They're not eating a lot of great food, which I know you know a lot about too. So the food, the sleep, the lack of movement, and the lack of emotional self-care is huge.
Which all of those things work in combination. And this is my opinion, but I think a lot of times our body is trying to tell us something. So our pain is your body's signal, hey, please pay attention to this. So I love that you're talking about a lot of us have the same presentations because we live in the same culture. We do the same repetitive movements over and over again. So it's our bodies are kind of showing us these trends is, okay, please pay attention to this. And I really appreciate that you're talking about how breath, movement, and stress are all connected and related.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And something I love about Chinese medicine is that a lot of Qigong practitioners and acupuncturists, a lot of them say, like, in Chinese medicine, Eastern medicine, they know that emotional and physical well-being is, like, intermingled. Like, I don't know why Western medicine isn't like that. Actually, I do know a little bit. But anyway, Eastern medicine, they basically say 90% of all physical issues is caused by emotions. So that's why, especially in Qigong, emotional well-being is at the forefront. Like they say certain things like you store a certain emotion in a certain organ of the body. So you have to do certain movements and sounds and breath work to release that energy from that emotion, like to move the toxic energy in that certain organ. So they really emphasize emotional well-being and getting the stagnant energy to move so you're not feeling certain pains or aches or emotional tension.
So how long have you been a practitioner of this for yourself?
So I've been a practitioner officially since last year, but for myself, I started in 2022. It was actually because I am very fit. I'm like a fitness junkie. So in 2022, I do a lot of things like half marathons, obstacle course races, and full marathons and things like that. So in 2022, I did a lot of races. I did like LA Marathon. I did Ragnar Relay, which is a race, and then I did Spartan race, like in a whole weekend, like 3 races one weekend. So anyway, then I did this one workout, and I don't know what I screwed something up, and then the next day I couldn't walk, so my knee was messed up. So then ever since I had to stop all that intense exercise, and then I started doing Qigong, and that's where I was. Would that answer the question?
Yeah. I wasn't. My follow-up question was, when you started, I bet you felt things in different places. And how has that changed in your body? Like, where are you noticing tension now versus 2022? What shifted because you practice this regularly?
Oh, man. I don't know. I'm like, I don't know how I could like survive or live without it. I don't know how I functioned without it. But basically, it's like my mental health and my physical health is better. It's like my relationship with my body is so much better. Like I don't get so hard on myself if I don't know, if I'm not wanting to do something that day or if I'm feeling emotionally unwell. Qigong helps you improve your mind body connection and just pay attention to your body more. And so I listen to my body much more. I take more rest if I need to. Like back then when I first started fitness, I was just very like push, 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 go, 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 constantly getting injured after injury, really, really stressed. And now that I have Qigong, it's like, oh, I could watch my emotions. Actually, my body's saying I need to like slow down and calm down a little bit. So it's just a much better relationship with my body and my emotions.
And what does your practice look like? Are you practicing every day? For how long? Every other day? What is your Qigong practice look like?
So I have a rule for myself, like I practice every day. So I started this rule in 2023, like in January 2023. So I've been practicing every day since then. It's like non-negotiable for me. So, and it could just be a little bit. Like I don't tell myself I have to do like 20 minutes a day. I go like, okay, if I just do even a few minutes a day, that's fine. So normally I do a practice that includes like there are a lot of different sets in Qigong. I could do a set that's like a more well-known set, kind of like how Tai Chi has certain movements that are standardized. Like there are some standardized sets in Qigong. So I might do that. Or I just notice, okay, what am I feeling? Is my body tense? Where is my tension in my body? Then I'll just do movements based on that. And then I'll ask myself, okay, how am I feeling? And then I'll do movements or massage based on that. So I do like an assessment of my body and my emotions, and then I move and breathe and make my own flow like based on that.
So you're basically doing a body scan every day
Mhm.
and checking in, where am I? How am I feeling? And what can I do to optimize that?
Right.
That's fantastic. And what have you noticed by doing that every day about yourself?
I think just giving myself that space to notice what's going on in my body has been important because if not, then the stress would just accumulate much more. So I'm just noticing that there's not much tension in my body anymore. I feel like I'm able to catch that sooner. And then also if I'm injured in the gym, which happens sometimes because I like to work out, if I'm injured, my recovery time with injury is much faster when I do certain Qigong movements. Like if I do a weird lift, like a deadlift, and I tweak my back, like the Qigong movements just help me nurture it and heal it much faster. So my recovery's faster, and yeah, I just don't feel as much. I feel like more flexible in my body, not as tense in the body.
So we were talking about this prior to starting the podcast, but I want to say you're one of the only people I know who does strength training and Qigong, which is such a brilliant combination. So I want you to talk to me about that. How did you come to strength training and Qigong, and how do those two practices, like you've kind of mentioned, how do these practices influence each other? Someone's just starting out in strength training and just starting out in Qigong. Like, how do you marry these two practices?
Oh, yeah, I know. Not a lot of people do both strength training and Qigong. I think it's because fitness people are very much yang. Like, there's like that yin and yang symbol, and that's basically the philosophy behind Qigong, like balancing both energies. Yin energy is very quiet and reserved, and yang energy is very active and ambitious. So I'm very yang in my personality. Like some people might say it's like masculine energy or something, but when I first got into fitness in 2013, I was doing like a lot of marathons and like a lot of running. So running led to lifting, and then lifting stuff led to obstacle course racing, and then that led to CrossFit, and then so I really got into strength training and CrossFit and things like that. Like I love getting strong. I'm like, oh yeah, this is awesome. I got a PR. So I was really into that world, and then I got that knee injury, and then I got injured, and then I was like, oh dang, okay, I need more yin in my life. Like I'm not slowing down enough. Like I keep having this addiction to going after goal after goal after goal and pushing my body without noticing what it needs. So I was just like, okay, that was really the pivotal moment where it's like, okay, I can't keep pushing my body. Like I really need to listen to it. I need to do something that'll slow me down. That's when I did Qigong. And it's really more of a meditative practice to me rather than an exercise. But it's nice. It moves the energy in my body, but it's slow. So I need both. I need both that sort of energizing practice to really, like, I think it's important. Like everybody needs healthy muscles, healthy joints. Everybody, I think, especially for women, especially Asian women too, Like we tend to get a lot of bone issues and weak bones, but everybody needs that sort of yang practice, but also needs to be balanced by a quieter, slower, gentler yin practice. Like everybody wakes up and everybody goes to sleep.
Oh, I love that. So when you think about your day and your day of movement, how do you place those things? Are you doing Qigong in the morning, strength training in the afternoon? How do you balance that energy throughout your day?
Oh, great question. So I'm very much a morning person. I'm like a early bird. And so I wake up at 4:30 every day, and then I'll go to the gym at 5 a.m. because I feel like I feel my best when I do the intense work in the morning. And that's sort of similar to how Qigong practitioners will recommend, like to do more activating work in the morning and then more calming work at night. So I'll do my workout in the morning, and then Qigong, I'll do a short practice after my workout, and then I'll do it throughout the day because I'm just often like stressed or triggered throughout the day. So I have to do small practices throughout the day. And then at the end of the day, maybe the evening, I'll end it with I always end my night with a 5-minute meditation every night.
And what does that look like for you?
Very simple. Just I sit in my bed and I'm just quiet. I just do a sitting quiet meditation and just focus on my breathing for 5 minutes.
Amazing. And then when you wake up, do you feel refreshed? Are you a person who like wakes up and is like, I feel ready to go for the day? Or what's waking up like for you?
So I think my energy is really good. I've gotten a lot of comments that I have so much energy. Like, I don't know, some people even ask me if I have ADHD because they just think I have so much energy. So but I don't. It's natural energy. So I think I've found, honestly, the secret. Like, Qigong's really the secret to having more energy. And I also think, you have to look at it holistically, too. You do have to look at what you're eating. And, I got also more energy ever since I stopped drinking coffee, and also ever since I stopped having sugar, like, in my life. So I eat, like, a low-carb, whole food diet, and then I have no caffeine. Once I really got rid of the coffee, though, and then started doing Qigong and working out in the morning, that just shot up my energy. So I have a lot of energy.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I want you to tell me what it feels like in your body, strength training versus Qigong. Like, what do those two things feel like in your muscles and tissues?
Okay. Yeah, so they are very different practices. And the strength training in my muscles, like sometimes I still consider strength training a mindfulness practice. Like you do need to be very aware. So
Great.
It's a great practice of noticing your breathing and noticing, are your muscles activated? Like I've gotten many injuries not paying attention and not activating the right muscles. So once I do, because when you do heavier lifts, you got to pay attention or you're going to freak, something's going to be tweaked.
Yep.
I think of it still as a mindfulness practice, but it sometimes, but it's just like fast. So I feel like my mind is more crazy because it's like complaining a lot. It's like, oh my gosh, I don't think we could do this. Blah, blah. My mind's kind of crazy, but I have to keep pushing and stuff, even though the mind's like crazy, but I still have to pay attention to the body. Whereas Qigong, I think about it like honestly, like a little luxury spa for me. Like it's like my nice, like just time for me to take care of myself, it just feels honestly like a spa. It just feels so good, so relaxing. Like it's just like my little treat every time I do it. It's like my mini vacation in the day.
And if someone's never done this practice, has never done Qigong, where do you recommend people start? What's a good place to do some research, to start like understanding what it feels like to even move energy? Because I think a lot of people, especially in I grew up in a very Western world, like the concept of moving energy sounds very like Harry Potter. Someone's like, and now we are moving energy, so I think it's like you have to even figure out what that means for yourself. Do you have a recommendation on how to start doing that?
Yeah, there are some books I really like that are good for people who are interested in energy work. I really love this book called The Way of Qigong by Ken Cohen. He's a Taoist scholar. He's really, really amazing. And he made Qigong so accessible for me. And he also explains more about the energy. And then I also like this book called The Healer Within by Roger Yanka. He's really big on, which is what I really like about Qigong. He's really big about explaining that Qigong is basically a way for you to activate the natural healing capabilities of your own body. So basically what he says is like what energy really is, it's like you're just waking up the energy in your body that can heal. Because we do a lot of habits throughout the day that turn off our body's ability to heal. Like maybe we're staying up too late, we're eating food that's not nourishing. So when you do things like also slowing down, breathing, it will help to improve your immune system and just help your body's self-healing capability. So he talks a lot about energy, how that helps heal your body. So I love his interpretation of that. There's also a lot of practices on YouTube. I started off doing Qigong on YouTube and just finding a teacher whose style resonates with you. I have a YouTube channel also where I have a few practices, but just finding a practice online and just giving it a try. Like, don't knock it till you try it. But yeah, just giving it a try.
I love that. What in your body, what does moving energy feel like?
That's a great question. It just feels like you're a lot lighter, like you don't feel burdened by the thoughts in your mind or the emotions that you have. It's like if you feel like you're wearing a heavy purse and once you're moving, you feel like the purse is removed. You feel like the heavy bag is removed. So you're much lighter. You feel the tension releasing from the muscles. You feel present, like you could actually just notice where you are, what's going on in your body, what's going on in the room. It just feels like meditation, but even more enhanced because you're using the body. That's also why I like Qigong, because sitting meditation, it's calming, but when I actually do the movement with my breathing, it's so much more, like you could be much more present. It's so much more grounding to incorporate movement with breathing.
And you don't have to know the answer to this question because this is a hard question to answer, but what do you think the stresses were when Qigong was first started? And then how do you think that has made it last till now, right? It's a very old practice that has seen a lot of stressors. Like, what do you think is the thing that has made it last for so long and continue to be practiced?
Oh, that's a great question. I love that. Like, I love looking into the history of Qigong. All I know about it is when it started. I know that when farmers were back in China, when the farmers really stressed in the day, they were using Qigong to ease the aches and pains in the body. And then I guess because people were seeing results from that, it became a healing practice. I know that some people also said, I don't know too much about this, but some people also said that it was like a shamanistic practice where shamans were mimicking animal movements to increase their spirituality. So there's something like that I don't know too much about. But I also know that Taoists were mimicking the movements of nature because they believe in Taoism, which is what the philosophy that Qigong's based on. They believe in Taoism that when you move in harmony with nature, then that's how you achieve optimal well-being. And they just found over time with practice that when they mimic the moves of nature, they just felt better, like emotionally, physically. So I think it's just because they saw it's intuitive and they saw that it worked. Like they saw that it did help relieve pain and relieve stress and emotional issues. They saw that actually helped to treat ailments like physical ailments, like blood pressure and diabetes and all these things. And then it also helped them with their mental well-being. So they just did it, honestly, because it worked over time. Amazing. They saw the results. They didn't need to know the theory. They're just like, this thing works, man.
Right. And it's amazing that it's carried on for thousands of years. That's pretty rare that a practice continues to be used even as our stressors have changed, right? The stressors that farmers had 2,000 years ago, it's very different from the stressors of
sitting
water. Sitting at a desk. And so, I love that this practice has continued to be practiced throughout time and throughout changes in human stressors.
Right.
And so my next question is, what are the big stressors that you're seeing come up in people's lives?
I love it. You asked the best questions. So I think kind of similar to what we were saying about people aren't moving a lot. I think we just have way too much stimulation, too much stimulants, too many things keeping us alert, awake, triggering our nervous system. I feel like our fight or flight response is just too activated constantly without us being aware of it. It's like our stress response is activated. We don't know it. Our muscles are tense all day. We don't know it. And we have a lot of stress that's not physical stress. I like to call it like modern predators. It's like, it's not saber-toothed tigers we're running from. It's just the stress of like a deadline, or I'm waiting in line or for coffee or traffic. Like a lot of psychological stress, unmanaged thoughts in the mind, like not knowing how to manage our thoughts and emotions. Like that's literally one of the biggest stressors. Like so many people and unable to the lack of tolerance for discomfort is also a big thing too. So not tolerating discomfort, not managing your thoughts, not managing your emotions, not moving your body, not sleeping, not eating well. Also the foods here, which are not great. It's processed. There's a lot of stuff going on in this day and age that's not optimal for our well-being, unfortunately.
If someone was to, because that's a big list, right? We like, as people who see people under a lot of stress, that's a big list. What is the thing that you think is easiest for people to start? Like, what's a good start? Where is one stress that I can like start to appreciate and just even notice in my life that I hadn't been noticing before? If this is my first interaction with understanding my stressors.
Oh, I love that. I think the best place to start is just notice when you're stressed. Like, just can you tell when you're stressed? Do you actually know what that looks like for you? Most people notice their shoulders go all the way up to their ears, or they notice that maybe they're fidgeting all over the place. They keep tapping their foot. You have to know how your body looks stressed. Some people can't sit still, so you have to notice what you look like or what the symptoms in your body look like when you're stressed. And then when that happens, just breathe. Like, literally, if you want to start super basic, just breathe. When you notice, like try to just relax the muscles. Qigong's all about relaxing the body intentionally. So like, take a breath, relax the muscles, don't contract the muscles, like let the shoulders drop and just breathe. And that's Qigong.
Amazing. And you could do that anywhere.
Yeah.
I think that's something that I like, I'm really appreciating about this conversation is it doesn't need to be anywhere, right? It's not like I need to be on this perfect cushion in this perfectly quiet room to have no distractions. No, this is the practice that you can take anywhere. You don't need anything because it's your body,
Right.
your mind, and it's mobile.
Yeah. So mobile. Like, that's what I love about Qigong, because you don't need a yoga mat. You don't need a cushion. You literally can do it anywhere. And you could see results already within seconds. Like, I swear to God, like, it's so effective. Like, for example, shaking, like Qigong shaking, it's just like if you're anxious or you're noticing your heart is racing or you're sweating or you're feeling that anxiety, just get up, go to the bathroom, because don't do it in public because people are going to look at you funny. Go to the bathroom and literally just shake your wrists, start bouncing on your feet and just shake your body. And literally that's going to move the stagnation. It's going to move the pent up stress and tension in the body. It's going to move it. And when you move that energy, it's like when you have the stress response, it's like your body's trying to move. It's like trying to get you away from danger. So when you respond to that by like shaking, it could help kind of tell the nervous system, oh, I'm safe. So you got to like move that energy. Don't just sit with it and stay in the tension, you know?
That's so brilliant because I know a lot of us encounter that all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
All the time.
Oh, yeah.
And it is not socially acceptable to do something about it. You're just supposed to sit there and take it.
Right. You're supposed to take it. Yeah, like, you're supposed to look professional and just not have emotions, or, you're not supposed to be stressed. I mean, that's another reason why we have more stress too. Like, we're in a culture where negative emotions are looked down on. So you're never supposed to be stressed. You're never supposed to be sad. You're never supposed to be anxious. You're supposed to be happy all the time and smile at everybody. So that in itself is also a stressor. So I think just being true to yourself too, like acknowledging, hey, I don't feel good. Like, I'm stressed. I'm upset. Just being real with yourself. Like, I don't feel good. Let me nurture myself for just even like 1 minute,
Right. And I think, like, to add on to that, it's okay, I have to do this thing that I know is going to be stressful, and then I'm going to do something to help my body afterwards. Like, I know that I'm going to go into this situation. It has the potential to be a stressor. Okay, now I can do something to help my body afterwards, as opposed to just having to carry that around all day and then come home and just like implode.
Right. Oh, man. So I used to be a nurse for 8 years, and oh my goodness, like the way that, okay, nursing's really stressful. It's like fast-paced environment, unpredictable, just stress everywhere. And man, the only way nurses cope usually, at least like when I was working, was you go home and you drink wine, you eat pizza, you have beer, that's how you cope, because the stress is overwhelming. If you're not dealing with the stress head on, it's going to accumulate at the end of the day.
And I'm sure that's true for everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think that's so universal, is that we are little stress monsters. Like, I'm just going to keep it in and I'm going to hold it. And so I think that this is such a great way Qigong is such a great way to practice little bits of stress release throughout your day, so it doesn't like get big. Like, if we're talking about a container that holds 100% stress, right? So that at the end, so that you can kind of discharge some of that stress throughout your day. So you're not getting to 100% every day. You're like, okay, well, that shot me up 20%. Okay, now how can I like release that? How can I like off gas that stress? Okay, great. I know that I'm going to have stress, but how can I be more mindful about releasing it throughout my day, as opposed to, well, now I have to sit here and meditate. And if I don't release my stress, well, then I did it wrong because this 5 minutes didn't discharge all the stress I encountered throughout my day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why I love it. It's like you don't have to build it all up like and explode like a bomb. You don't have to be a ticking time bomb. That also shows up at lashing out at your family, lashing out at your coworkers. I was guilty of that 100%. So yeah, it doesn't take long to discharge excess stress. Like it really doesn't take long. You just have to be mindful in the moment. Like, hey, are my muscles tensing? Oh, okay, they are. Let me just breathe and let them loose. Let them hang out. And why don't we do that right now? Let's just, wherever
like
you are, whoever's listening, let's just go ahead and take a breath in through the nose and then exhale out through the mouth. Let the shoulders drop, let the hands out by the side. Just notice how that feels for just one moment, having that breath of fresh chi all to yourself.
Yeah, what I noticed is that I wasn't even aware of how much tension I was carrying. Like, I feel like we're having this wonderful conversation. So I feel really relaxed because I really like podcasting. I love having conversations. So that feels really relaxed to me. But it's like, oh, there was some excess tension that I was carrying in my body that I didn't need to. That I can still be upright and present and mindful, but I can let go of like 10% of that rigidity in my upper body.
Right. Yeah, kudos to you for noticing that. Like we don't even realize, like a lot of us think, oh, if you have to be stressed, you have to be really stressed. Like you have to be really like angry or upset or just like you have to be slumped over. But it's not true. Like the muscles can really tense throughout the day from stress without you noticing it. It could be very, very subtle. Like the shoulders, I feel like every person I've worked with, it's like always the shoulders. Like just notice throughout the day, are your shoulders moving up slowly and slowly toward the ear as the day goes on? Just let them drop.
And how has this practice changed your relationship with others? You had kind of mentioned it, but how has this practice changed your relationship with your husband? You have a twin, your friend circle. How has this changed your relationship with your immediate people?
Oh my God, it's been a game changer for relationships. Oh my gosh, it just helps you enjoy being around people and it just helps you not be triggered by people, I guess. I feel like people is one of the number one things that can be stressful or triggering, especially relationships like partners, kids, children, mothers, fathers. So me doing Qigong has been so helpful, especially with my relationship with my parents. It's not easy for me to talk to my parents all the time. And so when I'm with them, I just notice, okay, I could feel the stress, the tension building. I could notice it coming on. So let me like relax my body and let me not get into this fight or flight mode. And when I'm not in fight or flight and I could just be present with them, I could just hear them and see their point of view without being triggered. Like I could just hold space for them and not let their words get to me. And I'm not saying this is perfect. Sometimes maybe it could be harder than others. Sometimes they'll say things that are really offhand and you're like, okay, I was not expecting that. So then you learn the next time. But still, over time, it really helps you just drop into the moment and not judge people and just like accept that you can't control them and just hear them out without being super reactive.
And do you think that's because you can now appreciate when people's emotions are dictating the conversation more than their connection to you?
Right, exactly. It's like you understand, like you have this empathy for them. It's like you know that their brain or they're having a stress response. Like if you tell them something that you know is stressful for them, they're just having their stress response. They don't know how to respond to that. They don't know how to react to that. Most people don't. So I could hold space for that a lot easier. Like I could just witness it and be understanding like, oh, okay, they're going through that. It's not about me. They're having a reaction. And I don't want to take this reaction like seriously. It's like their primal brain kind of being in fight or flight mode. And it's like, okay, they're just having a reaction. It's not about me. I don't take it personally.
Which is amazing.
Yeah. It's harder. It's easier said than done, but yeah.
It's hard to do with people who know you the best and know your triggers, because they installed those buttons, right? So,
oh yeah,
it's so hard with people who know you the best versus a stranger or a client or someone that you don't know as well, because they don't know where your triggers are. So really beautiful that you can be a witness and hold space. Like that's such a brilliant gift.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Qigong has helped me become such a better driver, like a much better driver because I'm like not ready to kill people on the road anymore. So it's so awesome. Like, yeah, especially with family. I could actually eat dinner with my parents and not go bonkers. So that's a gift.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Tell me, how do you perceive that our stress is impacting our culture as a whole?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we've seen it a lot already with COVID. That was when everyone's stress was out the roof. It's I feel like everyone's very reactive right now. We're reacting rather than responding, especially because we're in a society where, I mean, it's probably cliche sounding, but we're really driven by technology and notifications and things like that. Like, we're like designed to respond and react. Like, sorry, not react. We're designed to respond. We're designed to react quickly. When we get a notification, we got to look at it. When we have an alert, we got to look at it. It's like the brain is being trained to react and it be impulsive and just be carried by the wind. There's no mindfulness there. A lot of people are scrolling on Instagram, staying up late, watching Netflix like till the crack of dawn. So it's really, really hard to be mindful of all the ways that we're sort of letting the brain just be activated nonstop.
So if you had a magic fairy wand, how would you want to tell people this is how we prevent a lot of, like, even before you get that shoulder rise, like how do we help people understand like what's going on in their world and prevent an injury, like prevent a disease? What are the things that you have witnessed over time working with people?
For prevention,
Yes.
you have to have a regular practice. You need to have a regular mindfulness practice, whether it's meditation or Qigong. I would highly recommend Qigong, honestly. I think it's the best ever. I mean, you got movement, massage, meditation all in one. So, but anyway, you have to have a regular practice that you have to commit to it every day. Everybody has to do it. Just like we brush our teeth in the morning, at night, you have to do it routinely, or else I've had my moments where I would have a phase that I just stopped doing the work. Like, I just stopped meditating, I stopped doing Qigong, and then I just saw how crazy I became. Like, my mind, I got so reactive. Everything made me irritable. Everything made me mad. I became less pleasant. I kept venting. I'm more negative in my thoughts. So if you want to prioritize your mental health and you want to stop being stressed, you have to treat it like a priority, and you have to incorporate in your routine every day. And just do 5 minutes, 1 minute, literally start small, just 1 minute a day, make it non-negotiable. That's why every day I made it non-negotiable. I have to do meditation at least every day. I have to do Qigong every day, or else I'm gonna be crazy. So you gotta like care about yourself and just, you just gotta commit.
I love that. 1 minute. 1 minute.
What? Like, yo, you could do that.
Exactly. And all we did was we took maybe 20 seconds earlier. We just took 20 seconds. Great. That's a great way to start. Do that 4 times throughout your day.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Sit and take a deep breath 4 times throughout your day.
Exactly.
Done.
I think for 1 minute too, because I've timed this, but if you just take a minute to breathe like slowly for 7 times, that goes up to a minute already. But anyway, you could breathe 3 times a day. Whatever you got to do, but to make it easy. But just make it easy and just do it every day. Don't question it. Don't let yourself talk yourself out of it.
Which we're really good at.
Oh, yeah. Experts. We are experts at that. Man, the brain is so good at that.
It's such a tricky little thing.
It is.
Is there anything else that we haven't talked about that you wanted to add about Qigong, about mindfulness, about stress? And it's okay if it's a no.
I think just the thing that's so magical about it is that the body's just capable of healing yourself. And part of why I went into this work was because when I was a nurse in the hospital, I saw that external medications, external substances wasn't really helping people become their best. And it's like what I discovered is the best medicine is internal. The best medicine's in yourself. And everybody can get better just from doing these practices on your own. And it's very empowering. It's so empowering to not depend on a doctor or a psychiatrist or a therapist when you need it, because there's going to be times where you're going to be in a crisis, and like the fires, there's so many things you won't expect that's going to happen in your life, and you're going to need to have strategies to implement it in that moment. And it's so empowering. That's why I love traditional Chinese medicine, because it's all about empowering the individual to do things that could activate your own healing properties rather than depending on someone out or something or a substance outside of you. So it's just so rewarding. It's so empowering, and it helps you be your own best doctor. So yeah, why not just be that for yourself? It's awesome.
And I to go along with that, I think like it's so great to sometimes have outside opinion.
Oh, yes.
And like the in between. I think that's, for me, I think that's the thing that people don't understand, is that like seeing someone outside of you is really helpful. but then they aren't the only guiding voice. Like they're not seeing you 24 hours a day. So and I think practices like this are so important because great to have outside advice, great to have outside things. And in addition to having things that you can do for yourself and understand yourself so that when you go and need someone's outside opinion, you have some great data. You have some great understanding of, okay, I've been trying this and it's not working. What am I not seeing? What's the missing piece that I'm not able to see for myself? And because I've been in my own body and in my own mind and understanding what I'm doing, okay, now I need help with this next part. But because I've been present and been understanding what's going on with myself, then I can have good data, which I think is invaluable.
Right. Right, exactly. Like because you took the time to look within and you're like noticing, oh, I do need help in a certain area, then you could look for help. And yes, I do want to say it is very important to seek out help when you need it and to ask for that support. And then in between, that's when you want to implement things. If somebody's not accessible, then you have the tools to help yourself in those moments.
Great. And I'll just say, like, in my own like physical therapy experience, right? Like I give people exercise and then it's up to them to continue to do it, to continue to be in their bodies and be present. And then for like the next appointment is, hey, what went well, what didn't go well? And then people said, oh, I didn't do it. It's like, well, okay, that's more challenging for me to help you because you didn't experience your own body. So how can I help you if you can't give me any data and feedback? So from a practitioner end, it's really helpful for when people, I'm just saying physical therapy because that's my experience, but I'm sure it's the same thing with Qigong. Like if you give someone some Qigong homework, some Qigong movements, right? Like if they don't do it, it's hard to help them understand what the missing pieces are if they haven't experienced it for themselves. So it's great to have someone give you something, but then it's really important to then do it and experience it for yourself.
Exactly. We can't always rely on those guides or those practitioners to, but like to get us optimal health. Like we gotta, at the end of the day, we have to also do the work. We have to commit, like I was saying earlier, like committing to that 5-minute breathing practice or Qigong practice, like make that scheduled and routine. And it just has to be a part of your life if you want to see changes. Like nothing's going to change if you stay the same. You got to change something.
Agreed. So tell us, how can people work with you? Where can people find you? I'll put them in the show notes, but if you just want to say here how people can connect with you and work with you.
Thank you. So I have a website. You could see what I offer there. I have a monthly Qigong membership that's online if you want to have practices there. And I also have a 21-day Qigong challenge for people who are new to Qigong. It's called 21 Days to Inner Calm. So you could do that challenge if you're interested in trying 7-minute Qigong practices every day to just get you started. But my website is oasisqigong.com. That's OASISQIGONG.com. And that's also my Instagram handle, Oasis Qigong. I also have a YouTube channel with the same. The handle is youtube.com/@Oasis Qigong.
Perfect. Those will all be in the show notes of the episode, so you can just click on those links directly.
Yeah, awesome.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining me. I so appreciate all of this knowledge, and I hope that people who are listening get to understand that to make big, lasting change in your life, it doesn't have to be a lot.
Oh, yes.
Lasting
Makes so much impact with small.
Can be very small, or it can be huge, whatever you choose. And starting small is a great way to just start.
Yes, exactly. Amen.
You've been listening to Authentically Shawna with Dr. Shawna Burke. The information contained in this podcast is provided for information purposes only and is not intended for the purpose of diagnosing, treating, curing, or preventing any disease. Before using any products or techniques referenced in this podcast, consult your healthcare provider. Opinions of guests are their own, and this podcast does not endorse or accept responsibility for statements made by guests. Individuals on this podcast may have direct or indirect financial interests in products or services referred to herein.